You should know by now that a surgeon's time is not his own. Live from crisis to crisis. If I cancel a date, it's because I have no other...
Trevor.
Oh, good night, Arnold.
Have you seen these invoices?
Tomorrow?
1 gross of crayons, 6 pounds of goofy putty, 50 jars of finger paint. Now, does that sound like an inventory for a hospital?
Come on, the rubber ducks?
Oh, why Riverside ever suggested that stupid daycare center is beyond me. How am I going to explain these expenses to the auditors?
Come on, Arnold. The board has given its approval. The funds have been allocated. Teachers have been hired.
1 teacher, just 1.
Now, that's not enough.
That's all we're paying for.
You'll need an assistant. I am too tired to argue about it.
Who's arguing? All I'm saying
If
is...
the employees do not get adequate care for their kids, especially now with school out, they cannot come to work. Now, if they cannot come to work, this hospital shuts down. Now, if that happens, Arnold, you are out of a job. So you see, the daycare center is in your interest, Arnold. You should thank Stanley for thinking of it. Good night, Arnold.
Wendy?
Hi.
You are not Wendy.
Come on, Adam. Time to go home. Oh, hi, Dr. Gates.
Hi, Sharon.
Am I late for the party?
No, actually, I'm looking for Wendy.
Look.
Oh, Adam.
Here.
Oh, she's gonna love this, stapling all her papers together. Come on, Adam, we gotta get home.
Do you have any idea where she is?
I don't know, she left early. Oh, I'll be so glad when our daycare center's open.
Well, it's all set for tomorrow.
Well, it's not soon enough for me. No, dear, the stapler stays here, and so do the papers.
Here.
Oh, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Aha! I thought you may have changed your mind. This is not as cold as I would have liked.
Gonzo, I'm just not ready for this.
Oh, come on, you'll love it.
Why did I ever say yes?
Well, granted, it's not Dom Perignon, but...
You trapped me into this. You know that, don't you?
Wendy, you are old enough to make your own decisions.
This was your decision, talking me into taking this job. How could you possibly think that I could run a daycare center?
Why not? You've got the credentials.
Oh, big deal. Taught kindergarten for 3 years. Wendy Fitzpatrick, super teacher.
I cannot believe that you're having second thoughts.
I had second thoughts before I had first thoughts. And you knew that right from the beginning.
But you agreed to take the job. It's kind of late to back out, Wendy. The center opens in the morning.
I should have stayed in personnel.
Why? What are you afraid of?
Have you ever faced a room full of strange kids?
Well...
It won't be like kindergarten, you know. I mean, they're going to be different sizes, different ages, different everything. And I don't even have anybody to help me.
Come on, you're going to have the little monsters eating out of your hand.
Or biting it off.
Here.
Huh.
Here's to your new job. Good luck, Teach.
Thanks. I'm going to need it.
Right around the corner and to your right. Welcome to our new daycare
And you've
center.
got to promise
Morning,
me,
Marty. How are
Amy,
you?
that you won't drink the finger paint. Good morning, Dr. Riverside.
Good morning, and how are you this morning, young lady?
None of your business.
Charming.
No biting, no tantrums, and no throwing things at the teachers. You got that? Hi, Doc.
Morning. Well, now, young man, a lollipop so early in the morning?
Don't worry about it, Doc. He's got another one. What's the matter with you? Come on.
Guys, look at that. Guys! Clothes! Come on! Dusting up all your mother's nice clothes here. Sit. Here's a puzzle. I want two of you to do this puzzle right here and finish it before I get back, all right? Oh, this is nice. This is so good. I like that.
Are you Miss Fitzpatrick?
Oh, no, ma'am, I'm just filling in.
Well, please warn her about my Amy. She loves to drink finger paint.
Oh, I'll tell her.
And I don't want her getting sick. Amy, darling, don't run. You'll get hurt.
Where's Wendy? She's supposed to be here at 9 o'clock.
Yes, she's on her way.
Listen, we're very progressive in our parenting, so whatever my kid wants, he gets, okay? We don't want to break his spirit.
I'm sure Wendy'd like to hear that.
Come on, kid, let's get a good seat. Come on. Maureen, wait up.
Adam, I'll pick you up at 5 o'clock, okay? And please, don't get this paste all over your clothes.
You sit right there until the teacher gets here, okay?
Okay.
Shouldn't she be here by now?
Hi, kids! Hi.
Did you hear something? Huh? No? What did you say?
Hi. Hi.
Louder!
Yes, that's it.
Here, keep that for me. Boy, talk about bad timing. My car broke down, and if you think it's easy hailing a cab and something like... What's that? What's she doing? What's she got coming out of her ear? Look at that. Did you eat your breakfast? Did you eat your breakfast? I bet you ate your breakfast. Ah, that's a good girl. There you go. Well, I'll tell you, kids. I don't know all your names yet, but I do know mine. My name is Wendy. Wendy, let's hear it. Wendy?
Wendy.
Actually, my real name is Herbert, but my parents, they call me Wendy because they thought I was a girl.
Good morning, Ingrid. We seemed to have a little communication problem last night, so I thought maybe I'd drop by and we could... Ah, Mrs. Plotkin. How have you been feeling?
Yeah.
Hey, let me give you a hand, my dear. Oh! Ah, there you go. Up you go. Easy does it. There you are. Just right in there. You can do it. I was saying, I was about to tell you on the telephone last night before we were cut off that I'll probably have Wednesday night free. So, if you'd like to give it another try, we could start with dinner at Ruggiero's. Candles, Chianti, lobster, Fra Diavolo. And then afterwards, we could disco a little if you still like that sort of thing. And then to top the evening off, of course, we can. Well, you know. Come, Mrs. Plotkin, we all have our needs. Think you can make it?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
But if you break this one,
Scout's honor. I love you.
Hey, Teach. How'd it go?
The truth? I loved it.
Good.
But I'll tell you, they put me through the ringer. I got a room full of kids doing a room full of different things all at the same time, and it makes for madness, I gotta tell you.
Just give Slocum a little time. We'll get you an assistant. Here, let me help.
No, it's okay.
No, I don't mind.
No, I can do it.
Okay. Sorry. Parents are raving about you down in the parking lot. Kids all think you're a natural. What were you so reluctant about, anyway?
I don't know. I just haven't done this sort of thing for a while.
What made you give it up?
The teaching? There were cutbacks, stuff like that. I gotta go, Gonzo. I'm beat. Us clowns, we have it rough these days. I'm sorry about running out on you last night.
Some more champagne anytime you want it.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Arnold, come here, dear. Sit down. What do you think of the daycare center now, old buddy?
I've never been happier. It's been open for more than a week now, and the staff morale has never been greater.
That's just what I was telling John. See, I think it's an idea whose time has come.
You know, if I hadn't suggested that to the staff, I don't know what might have happened.
You suggested it.
Well, somebody had to, Stanley.
Well, I know, of course.
Arnold, it seems to me that Stanley, you pushed it through. I mean, if he hadn't stayed on top of things, we wouldn't have a center.
Well, I don't want to take all the credit, John.
No need to be modest, Stanley. I mean, Arnold understands all the trouble you went through. And the long, lonely hours, the demanding responsibilities, the tough decisions that you alone had to make.
Well, you know, I feel I've always had a kind of a feel for the little guy. I feel that it is our responsibility. It's our obligation to do what... What are you looking at? What?
Your pants.
That is the third one this week.
All right. Everybody get a face? Everybody? No. All right. There you go. Did you get a face? Everybody's got one? Okay, you may put your faces on. Good. Oh, Amy, your real face is a lot prettier than that. Look at that one. That one's scary. And look at that lion. That's a scary one. Adam, honey, you have your face on backwards.
Look what Corey's doing.
Corey. No.
Heads up, coming through.
Where are you taking her?
X-ray.
I'm going with you.
All right, let's go.
Doctor, how bad is she?
Well, it's too soon to tell, Linda. Would you like to come to my office? I can give you a cup of coffee. I have an excellent blend. It's something I mix up myself.
Thank you very much, but I better get back to my kids.
Well, how is she? The Brenner girl.
Lousy.
Well, that's terrible. Terrible thing, a youngster like that. You know, I was afraid something like this would happen. Now we'll be faced with lawsuits and insurance claims and...
What lawsuits, Arnold?
Well, what do you think? The Brenner girl's father's threatened to sue. I'm going to start a full-scale investigation of this whole incident.
Arnold, there is no need for an investigation. The girl fell off a ladder and got hurt. It's as simple as that.
Well, what was she doing on top of the ladder? And where was that teacher or supervisor or whatever she's supposed to be? What was she doing at the time?
Arnold, you cannot blame Wendy for this.
Well, why not? She's in charge of the center. She's responsible for those children.
You're asking one woman to take care of a room full of kids.
Ah, you see, Arnold, if she'd have had an assistant, this whole thing never would have happened.
If your Wendy is so great, she wouldn't need an assistant.
And let's up on our toes and make real tall trees. It's beautiful. You kids make terrific trees. All right, now let's see what happens to the trees when the wind blows. What happens? Oh, big wind. Oh. And now the wind dies down. Very quiet. And now let's see if we can make Christmas trees. How would you do that? How would you make your Christmas tree? And we'll have our lights blinking. How would you blink your lights? Ah, look at Amy. She's got her lights blinking. And Jason's got his plugged in.
Me too. I'm a tall tree.
Adam! Get down from there. Come here. Don't you ever climb up there again. You hear me? You understand me? I don't want you getting hurt. I don't want anyone getting hurt. Come on. All right? Now, we just forget about the trees right now. It's time for a lunch break anyway, all right? Everybody take one lunch. Amy, will you help me with the blanket, please? Only one lunch. Okay? Here, let me help you. Okay, everybody sit down on the blanket. Get your
your lunches, and no one may leave this area unless you have my permission. You understand? Adam, I'm sorry I shouted at you. Will you forgive me? Lunchtime.
How's it going?
You've been imitating trees. I'm a quaking aspen. Boy. How's Corey?
Fracture's in a pretty dangerous spot. If her condition deteriorates, we may have to go in and operate.
When will you know?
Well, we've ordered a new series of tests. Until we get the results.
I just keep pretending I'm not guilty, is that right?
Oh, come on, Wendy. You know better than that.
You think I'm not guilty? Ask the parents. Half the kids didn't even show up today.
Bet you're wondering what happened to me, right? I mean, you don't remember? Here I've come all this way to see you, and you don't even remember your own cousin? Wow, man, now that's a bummer.
But I don't have a cousin.
Do now, kid. Hey, have you got another one of those?
I mean, talk about nerve. Only yesterday, Slocum admitted that the center was his idea. I was actually trying to claim that it was my idea. Can you imagine? Well, you'd think that a man of his position would assume responsibility for his own mistakes, but oh, no.
Oh, I thought it was all taken care of, Doc.
What?
The Stanley Riverside Daycare Center. We ordered T-shirts for the kids and new stationery and everything.
T-shirts?
Yes, big letters, too.
Stationery?
Mm-hmm. You can see the letters from a mile away.
Okay, Adam, time to go. Night, Wendy.
Good night, Sharon. Good night, Adam.
That's good.
Night. Who's that?
My cousin. He's here from Chicago in business.
Cousin,
He traded me this Steve Darby bubblegum card.
trade it for what?
My yo-yo, half of a sandwich, a cupcake. Good deal, huh?
Come on, Adam. It's kind of late, Scott. Don't you think I should call your mother?
Oh, I'll just stick around, soak up the local color.
Your mother does work here, doesn't she? 'Cause it's funny, I don't remember meeting her.
Oh, well, she's kind of nondescript in appearance.
Nondescript?
Facing the crowd, that sort of thing.
What department is she in?
Oh, she moves around a lot.
And your father?
Oh, well, he's on the road a lot. We hear from him once in a while. Postcards at Christmas, that sort of thing.
Nobody's coming to pick you up, right?
Look, I'll be fine. Now you just run along. I wouldn't want your dinner to get cold.
Oh, don't worry about it. I just stick it right back in the fridge. Come on with me, mister. Come on.
What? Oglethorpe called in sick. Acute gastritis. You'll have to take his calls.
Wait a minute. Why me?
What do you like this time?
Why should I suffer because he likes pepperoni pizza?
Somebody's got to cover for him. It's either you or me, and I have a very important date tonight with a lady named Ingrid.
Oh, that's great. He's got a bellyache, you've got a date, and I end up celibate.
Well, his celibacy's very in this year.
Oh, yeah? Why don't you give it a try?
No, I'm terribly old-fashioned.
Hello, Dr. McIntyre. Dr. Gates. I'd like you to meet Scott No Name. He's a runaway.
Chief surgery, huh? Not bad. Personally, I like earth tones, but,
I suppose we should call the police, but they just put him in the Youth Guidance Center.
you know what happens to those kids at the YGC? That place is a regular snake pit, man. I mean, look at me. Do I belong in a place like that?
Where do you belong?
You don't want to send me home, Doc? Please. I mean, that stepmother of mine had me scrubbing floors like Cinderella. No telling what I'd be doing next.
A lounge act in Vegas?
Kid's got a point, Trevor. YGC is not fun and games. I could put him up in the Titanic for the night. We could try and locate his parents tomorrow.
That's a good idea.
Oh, wait a minute, I can't do that. I'm on call tonight. Oglethorpe's bellyache, remember?
Cute, very cute.
Hey, you've got a spare room, don't you?
I also have a very important date.
Do you mean to tell me that your personal life takes precedence over the needs of a minor?
Cool it. One thing has nothing to do with the other.
Oh, but it does, it does. On the one hand, we have a homeless waif. On the other, we have the chief of surgery, a man we all look up to for inspiration, a charitable soul, a father figure, if you will.
You are not conning me into this one. This date tonight is very important to my relationship, and I will not give it up. Get the picture?
Hey, this is pretty classy.
If you're hungry, the kitchen's in there. If you're not, the guest room is upstairs.
Anything I can do?
You've already done it. Ingrid? Oh, hi, sweetheart. Listen, you're not going to believe this, but a little crisis came up tonight, and Hello?
This thing with Ingrid, you're in over your head, I bet.
So are you, kiddo.
Well, still, a man your age has got to be careful. Hey, you want a sandwich? I'll fix it.
No. What I want is some answers. Now, sit down here, will you? I want your full name, address, telephone number, okay? Now, come on, you're a bright kid, Scott. Brighter than most. So you got to know there's a couple of worried parents out there somewhere, right?
Sorry, that's classified information. And there are not 2 worried parents out there. Only Dennis. You want peanut butter or cheese?
Oh, Dennis? Who's Dennis?
My father. How about grilled cheese?
Where is he?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be here destroying your social life. Grilled cheese sounds great to me.
How's Corey?
She's asleep.
Is there any improvement at all?
Not as much as we'd like.
Oh, she's not going to make it, is she?
Yeah, I didn't say that.
I wish I was the one in there and not her.
Come here. Sit down. Wendy, this guilt trip of yours is getting a little out of hand. You know that, don't you?
Oh, come on, Dr. Gates. My job was to keep an eye on all of those kids, all of them, and I didn't do that. What if Corey were your child? What would you think of me then?
That's not the point.
That is the point. Don't you think I'm aware of what's going on around here? I hear the talk about a lawsuit.
They're always talking about lawsuits.
Slocum's talking about an investigation. That's all I need.
So, let him investigate. What's he going to find? It was an accident, period.
I don't want to be investigated. I don't want to be picked apart. People start prying into my past, and I don't wait around for curtain calls.
Your past has nothing to do with
Not
this.
much it doesn't.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, I better go.
Wendy, I want to know what you're
For
talking
God's sake, just take your hands off me and let me go. Sorry.
Come on, I'll take you.
No, I'm all right. Gonzo, I just have to quit the daycare center.
Why, because of Corey?
Because of me. Might as well tell you, you're going to hear about it anyway. Everybody will. I spent 6 months in a mental home.
So?
A mental home. Looney bin, a funny farm. I mean, doesn't that mean anything to you?
You're not there now, right?
It doesn't matter. I was there. And I haven't told anybody about it. I don't think the employees of this hospital are going to want a mental patient taking care of their kids.
I have to go to work. The daycare center is that way.
It's kid stuff, Trapper. I mean, it's not a challenge, you know what I mean?
What I know is you're still not playing straight with me. Come on, Scott, you can't hang out here for the rest of your life. So why don't we call your father and let him know where you are, okay?
Why bother? He won't even be there. Dennis, king of the road.
Hi, Trav.
Hi, Ernie.
And you, Mr. No Name, how are you this morning?
Recalcitrant.
He is referring to his attitude toward the daycare center.
Oh, excuse us, please, Strapper.
Certainly.
Come here. Is that understood? Split.
What did you say to you?
You really want to know?
No. Let's go to work.
Packing?
Yes and no.
Looks more like yes to me.
I started packing, getting ready to leave. I suddenly realized I have no place to go.
Well, I'll help you unpack.
Give me time, I'll think of a place. Maybe my old room's available back at the funny farm.
Hey, that's in the past, remember?
Yeah, but it just keeps coming back, Gonzo. One way or another. You want some coffee? Something to drink?
No, no thanks.
Oh, that's okay. I probably couldn't find it anyway. I got some wine. You want some wine?
Sure. Anyway, come on. Come on. Come here. You want to talk about it?
My little boy. I was trying to teach him to ride a bike. And I let go, and he was doing great. And then I let go, and he lost control. And I started screaming for him to come back, and he couldn't get off the bike in time. And there was a truck. In therapy, this all came out so easily.
You're doing fine.
I was real good at the funeral. Boy, I was brave. I didn't shed a tear. And then it all started coming apart. My marriage, my career, everything. And after my divorce, I figured if I didn't get my head together, I was going to end up a basket case.
So you went to the hospital?
I checked myself in, convinced that I killed my son. And 6 months later, they checked me out, convinced that I hadn't. And now there's this little girl, Corey. I tell you, it's funny how guilt just repeats itself. It's like a nightmare that won't quit.
It was an accident, Wendy. You can't let an accident destroy your life.
And what if it destroys someone else's life?
Oh, come on. Corey's still very much alive. Her injury was something you couldn't control.
But people won't see it that way, Gonzo. It's gonna be all over the hospital by now, and if it isn't, it will be. Wendy Fitzpatrick's crazy. She's a nut. She's a loony. And you better keep your children away from her.
That's not fair, Wendy. You're accusing them of sitting in judgment. That's exactly what you're doing to them. Think about that. All I help you unpack.
You know Wally, the orderly? He was right there in the corridor when she told Gates the whole thing. Chick's a mental case. She spent 6 months in the home for the criminally insane.
And Amy told me she forced all the kids to parade around the park with paper bags on their heads. Now, would a normal person do a thing like that?
Hi, Doc.
It's doctor to you, kiddo. Come on, get out of my chair, will you? Come on.
Hey, Doc. Dr. McIntyre. What's a balloon angioplasty?
How do you know about that?
It says here it may just put you out of business doing bypasses.
Uh-huh.
Trapper, could I?
I got it. Scott, well, if you could tear yourself away from your book, would you go get me a newspaper,
Hey, it's
please?
all right, it's all right. I mean, since the room's free, it's the least I could do.
Talk about precocity.
Let's not. We have problems. There's a probation officer on his way to pick up Scott.
Get rid of him.
Those guys don't fool around. He's going to want to take him to the youth guidance center. Unless we find his parents.
Hello? Uh-huh. Okay, I'll be right there. It's Corey Brenner. She's in trouble.
How bad?
Well, she's comatose, her blood pressure's going up, pulse is down, breathing's irregular. I've called Trapper.
Oh, the right pupil's dilated. Must be an epidural. Here, let me do that. Notify Smith. Tell Trapper to hurry up. We're gonna have to get her to surgery stat.
All right.
It's okay, Marty. Went well. Corey's doing fine.
Thank God. But is she going to be okay? Really okay?
We won't know until she starts to wake up. There was a very large blood clot pressing on the brain.
Well, will there be any, damage, anything permanent?
I'm sorry, Marty. There just isn't any way of knowing.
When can I see her?
A couple hours. Nurse will let you know, okay?
Thanks. Thank you very much.
You okay, Marty?
Yeah, it's just a little shook up. Now, you don't know what it's like waiting around in here.
Here, try this.
I did. It's terrible.
Mr. Brenner? Mr. Brenner, I heard about Corey. How did it go? Will she be all right?
We still don't know.
We won't know anything for a while, but it looks like she's gonna be fine.
Well, when she wakes up, will you just tell her I love her?
You tell her.
I won't be here.
I thought I talked you into staying.
You did, but the parents have some other ideas. I found this on the bulletin board.
Noon today, that doesn't give us much time.
For what?
I'm not sure, but I think we ought to attend the meeting.
Gonzo, they don't want you, and they certainly don't want me. Once and for all, I'm gonna get my stuff out of the day center, and I'm gonna leave.
Oh, come on, Wendy.
No. Nothing you can say is gonna change my mind.
Didn't he ever feed you?
Who, Dennis? Yeah, he fed me. Gruel. Ice cold gruel.
Oh, sounds very tasty.
Yeah, if my name were Oliver Twist.
You know, David Copperfield was always my favorite.
Chapter 1, I am born.
Chapter 2, Scott comes clean. Or else, it's the workhouse for you, my lad.
Youth Guidance Center?
Yeah. A whole army of social workers just waiting out there. I can't hold them off much longer. The heat is on, kid. Talk.
don't believe it.
Yeah, the man's name is Dennis Rizzo. Yeah, that's right, Rizzo. R-I-Z-Z-O. He's one of your drivers.
You'll never find him.
No, I don't know where he is. I thought you might know where he is. He's driving one of your trucks.
There's no point in it. He won't come back anyway.
Yeah, well, wherever he is, you can reach him by radio, right?
He never listens to the radio, Trapper.
Yeah, well, look, tell him it's an emergency. Concerning his son. Yeah, his son. It's very urgent that we get in touch with him.
It's not that urgent.
Yeah, well, find out where he is and try to reach him, will you? Look, I'll give you a number where he can call me.
How you...
Folks, please, can we keep it down? We're not going to accomplish anything like this.
I suggest we take legal action against the hospital for exposing our kids to a mentally unstable teacher. I understand she deliberately forced our children to walk around with bags on their heads. They could have smothered to death.
Now, the clown makeup wasn't such a great idea either. It could have caused all kinds of skin rashes.
Well, she asked Adam to imitate a Christmas tree, and when she didn't like the way he did it, she practically attacked him. Now, I just never realized Wendy was this far gone.
What are you doing here, Doctor? You weren't invited. This is the man who recommended Wendy Fitzpatrick for the job.
I came here to apologize. I have made a horrible mistake, and I'm very sorry.
Well, it's a little late for that, isn't it?
Look, I agree with what you people are doing here. I think it's very important that you don't hire any more nuts or loonies to take care of your kids.
What we plan to do, Doctor, is run the care center ourselves. We'll each put in a few hours to supervise our own children.
And that way we can be sure there will be normal people working there.
Right. Well, almost normal, yeah.
What kind of crack is that? You don't see any loonies running around here, do you?
Well, that depends on where you look. Weren't you an intern on the surgical service last month?
That's right.
As I recall, didn't you wear one green sock and one white sock every time you operated?
Right.
Would you call that normal?
That was for luck.
Superstitious, right? Emperor Nero was known to be superstitious. Jack the Ripper, too. Did you know that? Sharon? You still afraid of elevators?
Oh, come on. That's just claustrophobia.
All the same, I think you better check it out with the psychiatric division, you know? Hank. You still hiding candy bars in the third floor washroom? It's a form of addiction, you know. And addicts aren't exactly stable personalities, now are they? Harriet? You still carry that seat cushion with you everywhere you work?
Those desk chairs can be awfully hard.
Right, I know. But when a grown woman becomes that attached to one cushion, it could be considered a phobia. Or a fetish, even. Might even have psychosexual implications.
Okay, Dr. Gates, we get the message.
Message? What message? I just want you to make sure and pick the right person for the job. And from what I see here, that's not going to be easy. I mean, you think that Wendy Fitzpatrick's a nut. But I don't see her walking around the hospital in different colored socks or avoiding elevators or carrying one seat cushion with her everywhere that she goes. I'd say she's as sane or saner than any of us.
She did spend some time in a nut house, didn't she?
Yes. She committed herself because she had an emotional problem. Her child was killed in a bicycle accident. Now, I think any parent could understand that.
4 flat tires. Was that your handiwork, Doctor?
Well, somebody had to do it, otherwise you might have gotten away.
Would you mind getting out there and fixing my car?
Not at all. Anybody want to help?
Sure. I'll help.
Me too. I'm not doing anything right now.
Well, I guess we could all help a little bit.
You can use my jack. It's in the trunk of my car.
I have a credit card at a tire shop if you need it.
What happened?
What?
Well, they all act like they want me around.
What do you expect? They're all nuts. Come on.
Well, I just had a very interesting experience, my friend. I talked to your father. long distance. Apparently, you do this little runaway number every time he goes on the road, is that right?
Well, is he coming home?
He's on his way.
Well, maybe he'll stay home this time.
He intends to. But remember, Scott, he drives a truck. It's not going to be easy for him to change jobs.
Well, that's not my fault.
Oh, glad to see you're so understanding. However, I may have talked him into changing your school.
I don't even go to school. It's so boring.
Well, maybe you'll find this new school a little more challenging. It's going to try to put you in a school for gifted children.
Gifted? You mean I'm a genius?
Maybe.
Wow. I thought I was just a smart aleck.
You are.
Wait till you taste this champagne. It is absolutely the best available for under $3.
What are we celebrating?
Everything. Corey's recovery, your decision to stay with the daycare center. It's Thursday.
Oh, no.
How do you like that? On my rooftop. Now, what are we supposed to do?
We could go to my place.
You don't mind?
I love it. And guess what?
What?
I have some $5 champagne.